Alright, so my eye makeup is all done, but for face it is completely empty. I'm going to stick to my normal foundation before routine just to keep things consistent. First thing I always do is apply a thin layer of Milk of Magnesia all over my face. Then I'm going to apply a thin layer of Benefit's Professional on top of that. And the brush I'm going to be using today is the Sephora collection number 78. This is the Pro Airbrush Blender. It does feel very soft. The point is a little bit dense though, so I'm not sure how well it's going to blend out the foundation. Normally I use something like a Sigma round kabuki or the Sigma flat kabuki. It's a bit bigger, but I think it'll give me like the overall same kind of feel. Another piece de resistance, this is the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation from Nars. It says to shake it very well, so I will. Pump top, thank you Nars for doing that, because dumping foundation is très annoying, and you can see I haven't even used this before. Don't really know how many pumps that is, because the first pump was just like a little bit, so I'm going to say it was close to maybe 2 pumps. I'm just gonna season my brush. And I don't know why, but I always usually start with my chin. I will say this brush is really annoying to hold. It's almost like making my hand cramp because I'm holding something so large. Yeah, like it's really quite uncomfortable to hold. It really actually hurts holding this brush. I don't like this brush, I don't think. Maybe not for whole face, like I wouldn't want to hold this brush to do my entire face, but maybe for like blending out or even like applying blush or like a contour, maybe, but it's really actually quite difficult to hold. And that being said, all the foundation on the back of my hand is gone too. The pump amount is actually really small, which is really weird. Example, my Kat Von D, I can do 1 pump and that'll do my entire face. But this, so far, I added 2 more pumps, and I feel like even that might not be enough. Usually my foundation technique is kind of like placing it, like roughly like bigger dots of it, and then kind of blending it out. So that's what I'm doing if you can't tell. Grabbing a bit more, place. It does blend pretty well, and over here has been done for a while and it doesn't feel heavy at all. I definitely feel like it's more of a extreme extreme light coverage, so like almost medium coverage but not really light coverage. I do like the color of it though. I mean, I like my skin to be a bit lighter, and I have a lot of red in my skin, so I do feel like, for me, like the color matches pretty well. It's how I like my skin to look. It's similar to how my naked skin from Urban Decay foundation looks on my skin. But I do feel like this one needs a bit more help blending it into the skin. Like basically that's it. That's 1 coat, but I definitely want to build up the coverage. I have a lot of redness on my cheeks, so I'm just going to go in and with like a pouncing motion build up my coverage where I need it. I do like the brush for that building of the coverage. Like, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but I definitely feel like I have a bit more coverage right here than I do on this side. So I'll just go back in, place a bit more color, and then just keep blending it out. Definitely buildable. That's a really nice aspect about this foundation so far, is that it is quite buildable. I'm just going to set it with my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. This is in the shade Light. And sorry for my dog barking, I think my sister must be home. So it's about 1:39 in the morning. I did this foundation at about 5:30, so like 6-7 hours ago, maybe a bit more, at least like 6-7 hours ago. I think it's holding up pretty well on my skin. I looked it up and it says that this is, I know I'm whispering because it's like really late, sorry, but it says that this is supposed to be a full coverage foundation. I completely don't agree with that. Definitely closer to a medium kind of coverage foundation, not a light like the Naked Skin. Normally on my light foundation days I do the Naked Skin. From now on, if I want to bump up a little bit of foundation, definitely I'll go for the Nars Luminous foundation, the newer formula. And on work days I'll be wearing my Kat Von D. This is the highest coverage foundation that I really like. I love the texture of it on my skin. But the Nars one, I do like it, but it is, for me, nowhere near a full coverage. I do have a little bit showing through my chin, but I like touch my chin a lot, like when I rest my hands and whatnot. But like I can definitely see some redness and stuff peeking through. Oil control, I guess it is holding up pretty well. Nothing too crazy, but I can definitely see like little redness and bit that I don't want to be there. So it's not a completely full coverage like my Kat Von D, like I said, but it is that kind of medium, close to high coverage. If you have alright skin anyways, like a few pimples come up here and there, this will definitely work for you. But if you have skin that has problems with it that aren't pimples, like I have a lot of, I don't even know what they are, like raised kind of bumps. I have one on my forehead, and like a few pimples on my chin because I do this a lot kind of thing. Something maybe a bit heavier, and mind you, I didn't use a concealer or anything with this, pretty much just my regular skincare, my regular primers, this foundation, and then I set it with the Too Faced powder. Technically this is a foundation, but I just use this as like a setting powder to any liquid. I set my Urban Decay with this, and usually I set my Kat Von D with either this or my Bare Minerals powder foundation. I think the color definitely matches, so I'm really glad that I picked out Light 2 Mont Blanc. I think it is really good, but it's nice for my lot of foundation days. Anyways, that being said, this brush I'm not a fan of. I would love this brush but with a thinner handle. The Sephora number 55. If the Sephora 78 had a thinner handle but the same big brush, I think I'd like it a lot better. I'll definitely only use this for like contouring or something, because to hold it to do my whole face like I was doing in the demo, it kind of made my hand cramp a bit because it was so hard to hold. But this one's so nice and small, just kind of hold it like a pencil. But this one I'll have to find another use for it, because for foundation it was just a little bit difficult to hold for that long period of time, which isn't really that long, but long enough that I noticed my hand was kind of cramping trying to hold it. So that is it for my first ever first impression video of the Nars Luminous foundation. If you're wondering anything else that's on my face, my eyes are all from the Sephora collection shadows that are like the mermaid kind of themed ones that I bought the other day. First time I'd used them. I really like them, and I have really oily lids and they seem to be lasting pretty well on me. They blend really nicely too. For blush, I am wearing this Mosaic blush from Physicians Formula in the shade Blushing Berry, and I wanted a little bit extra of a highlight. I used a bit of the Sephora Midnight Magic. This is technically like a body glitter, but I love using this for a highlight because it's super glittery, super nice, and usually I just use whatever's on the cap here. All the product is in this side, but I just tap my brush on the cap. That gives enough to dab on for a little bit of extra highlight because it's such a pretty color, holographic. This is one of my favorite Sephora collection products. Alright, that's it. Bye!